Are you happy?
Um, I'm gonna be honest. So far, more unhappy than happy.
The Diary of a CEO recently sat down with Jimmy, also known as MrBeast, and the discussion around mental health and happiness did arise. And so, in today's video, I wanted to address this as well as share my personal experience in this YouTube world, working for one of the most largest YouTubers in the world, as well as going to the scriptures. And so, with that, let's see how this conversation unfolded.
What do you think about mental health? I've heard you speak about your mental health before, and
I don't. Well, the thing is, here's the problem. Like, it's if my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. I mean, that's just like a sad fact. Like I obviously never would have buried myself alive for 7 days, 7 days of solitary, 7 days on a desert island, 7 days, blah, blah, blah. It's like, being consistently uncomfortable and like being able to consistently suffer over long periods is like arguably one of the deepest modes. Like there's a reason no one makes videos like me, like not even close, because no one wants to live the life I live. I mean, there are months where I think there was 1 year I was flying like 200 days. Like I was on a plane. I mean, it was a fuck fest, but to get these videos done and I do everything. And it's like, when I wake up tomorrow and I'm going to be pretty fucking tired and feel like shit, I want to go, something I always tell myself is how you feel right now is why no one else does what you want to do or does what you do. And if you push through this, that's just even, more of a reason why no one will ever be who you are. And so it's like, I think being able to push through unhappiness and do things you don't want to do consistently year after year over the course of a decade is like the ultimate advantage. Like, I mean, I think we'll hit 1 billion subscribers, and I don't think anyone will be anywhere near close, because like once you make a couple $1 million, why would you live the life I live? Like, why? Why would you not take weekends off? Why would you not just film locally, even if it means less views so you can be on the right time schedule? Why would you not, prioritize your sanity and that kind of stuff? It makes no sense, but that's why no one else does it.
Jimmy's right. Nobody truly wants to live the life he is living. Yes, we can look at Jimmy's life and we can look at different YouTubers like Preston and Brianna or Airrack or FaZe Rug, etc., and think, man, these people live the life that I want to live. They do so. This just seems so fun and relaxed and easy. But when we actually have worked behind the scenes, we realize how miserable, challenging, and dark this kind of workspace can be. And so I'll share my personal experiences in just a few minutes. But
you spoke to Colin and Samir, two guys that I met recently.
Yeah, they're great.
And they're great guys. You said to them, I'm miserable a lot of times. I have mental breakdowns every other week.
Yeah, I think those have gotten a little better. Mental breakdown sounds extreme. It's more, I'm like, fuck, why am I doing this? This is so fucking hard. Because it's just a lot, man. You're just going constantly.
Now, this is something that I can relate to with Jimmy. Miserable at most, mental breakdowns. Now, the level of Jimmy and what he's doing, I'm not going to compare myself to, but when I worked for Preston and Brianna, who were one of the largest YouTubers, especially Preston out there, my life was very hectic. My mental stability was not there. I was struggling. I would have moments of breakdown because my job there was to lock down locations, vendors, etc. So I had different tasks such as buying a Tesla, getting it wrapped and sent over to a YouTuber in 3 days. That's not an easy task to ask somebody, but when you don't get it done, there are consequences to that. My job, they depended on my job so much because without me getting it done, there were no YouTube videos. I had to lock down AT&T Stadium for 100 YouTuber hide and seek for $100,000, or 50 YouTuber hide and seek for $100,000. I had to find the location of Alcatraz and lock that down. I had to find a fisherman willing to take us out into the middle of the Bermuda Triangle to film for 24 hours, Preston in a Minecraft boat that we made in the back of a U-Haul. These tasks and these roles that I had were so stressful. I remember when I first got hired on, it was joyful, it was happy. But as I started working for the company, I got more miserable and miserable as the days went on. And I would ask myself all the time, what am I doing? Why am I here? And then just getting pressed and pushed. Guys, and I wasn't the only one. I mean, editors and creators and all the video producers and etc. were miserable. People were miserable and unhappy. It's the dark things that people don't realize that are going on behind the scenes. It looks very fun and exciting, but behind the scenes, It's one of the most difficult and challenging things out there, especially for your mental stability, even as just an employee.
Are you happy?
It depends what day you ask me. Right now, I'm having a good time. When I had the flu in Africa, sitting in a cage with lions, fuck no. So
What's your baseline? How would you describe your baseline?
probably this year, probably so far more unhappy than happy, and it's just they're just things you got to do that just aren't fun, But I think I really deeply enjoy working on Feastables, and I'm trying to spend more of my time building it. The problem is it's just opportunity cost because I'm the only one who can be in front of the camera and film, and that's what's like brutal, especially with Beast Games, is I'm just filming so much. It added so much shit to my yearly filming, like doing this giant show on top of already having the largest YouTube channel in the world. I was already filming some months, 25 days a month. So I'm just like, that's just the rough part, is because it's like, it just all rests on my shoulders. And if I don't film, there's no content. Like the channel just literally ceases, like if I stop filming. And so, I have found more and more that I'm finding more joy in entrepreneurial things and building businesses. And I do think I'd be happier if I could spend more time doing that. But it's just like weird because I could literally hire anyone in the world to do that. Whereas I can't hire anyone to replace me on camera.
And again, guys, that's just the reality of this world. You're going to be more unhappy than happy, especially when you're working for the company, for the influencer. You're going to have your more unhappy days than happy days. And there are people who love it and love this job and love this field. But for somebody like me who has a wife and kid, that just wasn't for me because I was constantly traveling. I was constantly away. I was working while on vacation. I was working on the weekends. I was working when I'd come home. I was just working. But the job required so much of my time that it just burned me out. And so all of this makes me think of a few passages in scripture, because Jimmy has all of the money in the world. He has all the fame in the world. He has the largest YouTube channel in the world. He has everything. In Matthew chapter 16, verse 26, it says, "For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul?" What is it going to cost to gain the whole world? Jimmy can care less about a lot of things. He just wants to have the largest YouTube channel on the planet. But at what cost? In Luke chapter 12, verse 16 to 21, then he spoke a parable to them, saying, "The ground of a certain rich man yielded plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, since I have no room to store my crops? So he said, I will do this. I will put down my barns and build greater, and there I will store the crops and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "Fool, this is your night. Your soul will be required of you. Then whose will those things be which you have provided? So he who lays up treasure for himself is not rich towards God." Guys, this is a harsh reality. Our souls will be required one day, and everything we've built will come crashing down. Cool, guys. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the BTteam Ministry YouTube channel, as well as drop a like and leave a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one over here.